As a kid that grew up in the age of YouTube, I spent a lot of my time watching videos that made me happy or changed my perspective or made me want to create. And really the best videos can do all of that in one single video. And it takes a really great creator to do that. And that is why I want to introduce you to one of my favorite creators. His name is Dan Mace. This is Dan Mace, and he's a creator from South Africa that's been pumping out unique videos on YouTube, and these videos truly express this alternative perspective on creating. Everything he does is new or creative spin off a classic technique, and recently he made a video about how to edit like Dan Mace. And this video really struck a chord in me, so much so that I'm making this video right here. And before I really dive into this video and tell you my story as a creator and why you should create, I need to give you a little bit more perspective. So I'd really recommend going and watching Dan's video. I'll link in the cards up here, but if you don't have time for that, I'll give you the short. So essentially he says to make videos that have a natural rhythm, something that feels like a conversation, kind of as if I'm just talking to you. And I think that's really important, but he gave a tool that he created to help do that, and he calls it motion scrapbooking. This is what motion scrapbooking looks like, and it's something I've always looked up to, and Dan often uses this in extremely creative ways.
Inside out. Let me elaborate.
And after he introduces motion scrapbooking, he says, "I'm passing on to you, Brew." And that really made me want to create this video, and that was really the call to action, because to tell a story with his style, with his permission, is just so meaningful. And so that's why I want to tell the story of how I became a creator and how it's impacted my life and how it can impact your life. So let's get into this. Brew. I've been making videos my entire life, and the moment I got an iPod Touch 4th generation that came with a camera, my life really changed. Well, that was a bit dramatic, but I did start making tech videos and posting them on YouTube. And this was the age of crazy channel wallpapers and weird icons that were it was just a weird internet. And after making nearly 100 videos,
hey guys, this is a video tutorial on how to make a ninja star.
I decided to stop creating, and I don't know why now, but I did, and I regret it now. I wish I'd followed through with my dream of becoming a tech YouTuber, because who knows, I might have ended up like Marquez Brownlee, but I didn't. And this period of time was pretty sad for me. I didn't make many videos, and although I was a really happy kid, I really feel like I missed out on a lot of learning. And so as I moved into high school, I started creating a bit more. It was definitely intermittent video making, and it wasn't very serious. I would just do things for fun and things that made me happy. I would make videos for my sister and for my mom and for my family, but never really anything for the internet. And at a period of time, I ended up making a series of vlogs just for Lily. And this was truly just for her, and it was over spring break, and I sunk so many hours in these. It was almost 4 hours a day of editing, and I loved it. It was really meaningful, and it was a really cool way to share my life with her. And that was kind of something that was interesting, because a lot of people make videos for the world and vlogs for everybody to watch, but this was something that was purely sharing with her. And today we use the word sharing to express that you're sharing something with Instagram or Facebook or a social media site, but the way I was using the word sharing was a more traditional use of the word, and it was really to mean that I was sharing it with another person. It was one-to-one. So after intermittent filmmaking, I decided to start another channel with one of my friends, and both of our hearts weren't necessarily completely in it. And if there's one thing I've learned from making all these YouTube videos is that if your heart isn't 100% there, I think your audience can really tell, because the story that you tell, the experience that you share is genuine, and the real genuine stories are the ones that are shareable. So always do things that you truly care about, and things that you're passionate about, and things that you love doing. And that's why I make videos about running and creating videos and my experience with life in college. But now it's time to get back to the story. So finally the summer of 2018 rolled around, and I was going to California. So my mom had planned a family trip for my sister and I as our graduation present, because my sister was graduating from college and I was graduating from high school. And so I knew we were going to Yosemite and San Francisco, and I knew these were two of my favorite places, even though I hadn't even visited them yet, but they did turn out to be my favorite places. I really love both those amazing, amazing, diverse places. So different from Virginia, but that's a story for another time. And so I needed a camera to capture that moment, and I had a camera at the time, but it was not adequate in the video category, and I knew I wanted to take videos of the trip and really document it in that way, as well as kind of take videos after the trip and start a YouTube channel and do more with video. And so I decided to get the Sony a6000. I scrounged up some of my graduation money to buy it. So this turned out to be one of the best investments I've made in years, because this camera has become one of my best friends over the past few months. And when I got home from my trip, I decided to sit down in front of the camera and tell you and tell the internet who I was and what I was planning to do and what I was up to. And that was my first video, and I posted on this channel, and it didn't initially gain much traction. It was pretty slow growing, but at some point my channel started to pick up speed and I started to grow pretty rapidly. And at that point I really felt what it was like to become a creator. And since then I've made a video every single Tuesday, which has pushed me to create more and really experiment and learn as a filmmaker. And I started making these videos in the summer when I thought that I wanted to major in computer science, but when I got to school I realized that it wasn't exactly what I wanted to do. It's not where my heart was, and making films and sharing a compelling story was much more meaningful, and it really was a lot more valuable to me. And so I'm trying to figure out how to incorporate that into a major and into a degree, but I don't really know yet. But that's not important to me, because what's important is that I'm doing something that I care about and something that's meaningful and something that gives me value. And really there are a few things that make me happier than making videos and running, and really they work hand in hand, because they both motivate me to be doing more and to be working harder every single day. And they work kind of in different ways, because running is a physical and very demanding challenge where I have to be kind of serious, whereas with creating I can be free and express myself in so many different ways. And I love them both in very different ways, but it's a really amazing balance that I have right now. In high school, a lot of people thought I wasn't creative. I didn't do a lot of work that was unique, and the reason for that was because I was bogged down by homework and meetings and things that were not creative. So I was creatively suppressed, and I think that's probably true for a lot of you, because I bet many of you think that either you're not creative or you don't have a talent or you don't have anything to share, but in reality, really everybody has the ability to express themselves creatively. It's just a matter of finding your medium and jumping outside your comfort zone, because I think a lot of not being creative or not thinking that you're creative, or if you have a talent, that is you not being able to step out of your comfort zone. And so I think a lot of what you need to do is just take a leap and do it. And so I challenge you, either today or this week, do something creative and make something that doesn't necessarily have to be shared. Just make something for you, tell a compelling story, do something that's meaningful, and take that leap outside your comfort zone. And if you want to share it with me, I'll link all my socials down below, and you can @ me and I'll see it and I'll respond to every single one. And if you want to email it to me, if it's something personal, then do that. I'll have my email down there also. And so I just want to thank you for supporting me in this creative endeavor and just supporting me over the past couple months. And I'll see you next Tuesday. Live happy, be healthy. See you then.